Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started on fixing the Saab. Hopefully the final finish line, we'll see. So I'm going to move off the, or take off the CV axles and change some seals. So it's the first time I've ever done this job, so we'll see how it works out. So as I just mentioned, this is the first time that I've ever done this job. I'm using my Harbor Freight car jack, and for jobs like this, it would be nice to have one of those quick jacks or whatever you call them, the things that go up under both sides and can lift your car up. And even better would be to have an actual lift in your home, but most homes don't have the ceiling height in the garage to be able to install a lift. But if ever that was something in my future, I would love it. Just being real. So my decision to fix this on the car is basically because I feel like the seal that's leaking underneath the car could be looked at as a reason to fail this car as far as passing smog. And I didn't want to touch it because it's running perfectly fine. Everything is good other than that. And as I may have mentioned in a previous video, when I got down there and I found the location of the leak, I also discovered that the CV boots on both sides are basically in bad shape. So I figured since I have to remove that anyway to get to that part on the bottom, it's the midline something, it's kind of a drive shaft type of part. And since I have to remove it anyway, I figure I'll just go ahead and change those parts out. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I have the proper seal. I did buy like 4 or 5 different seals. Hopefully one of them is the right one. And the one that I ordered on, I think it was eBay, it doesn't come until the 23rd, so I got a few days before that one comes. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and start tearing the car down and getting more familiar with what is required to get this job done. Now, of course, every time I tackle a new job like this, I'm worried about the fact of not being able to get the car back together. Many years ago, before I was actually doing YouTube, I had to replace the upper and lower control arms on my 2003 Dodge Ram 1500 on both sides, along with a number of other front end parts. And my wife told me that once she saw the car all tore down, she didn't think I was going to be able to get it back together, but I was able to, and I've been driving it ever since. Now, this particular car, the Saab, it has like 2 lifting points on both sides and then one in the front and the back. And when I was trying to jack the car up, I kind of had it seesawing in the air because where I wanted to place the jack is exactly where I wanted to place the stand. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to put the jack so that I can get the stand in there? So eventually I figured it out, and I figured out where I could locate it. But it was kind of sketchy for a while because I kind of had the car going up to where it's like 3 wheels off the ground at one time. I actually cut that part out of the video, but just being transparent about what occurred there. So as I said, I'm using my Harbor Freight jack here, and you know, this jack has come in very handy. I got some wheel stops that I bought also from Harbor Freight, and the jack stands are also from Harbor Freight as well. So whenever I'm looking at automotive tools, I'm just happy that I have not gotten involved with Snap-on. So as you can see here, I'm checking the car to make sure it's sturdy. I'm pulling out my 1/2-inch Milwaukee M18 impact gun. I love this gun for these types of jobs. I've owned it for a long time, probably like most of my stuff, close to a decade. I remember when these first came out, or at least when I first discovered them. I think I bought the 3/8 first, and then I just had to have the 1/2-inch. Now, I was thinking about getting the 3/8 or the 3/4 and also the 1-inch, but I haven't done that because really I don't need it, but it would be still cool to have. So as you can see here, I got the wheel off, and now I'm just kind of having to plan how I'm going to get to that CV axle. Now, again, I'm reiterating, never done this before. I have taken off the brakes. I've taken off the brake calipers. I believe I've replaced the brake calipers on this car, possibly. Well, I know I did on the truck, but anyways, I've done jobs like that. I know I've done the brakes on this multiple times, and the brakes appear to be in good shape on the car right now, so we're good as far as that. So here you see me having my little pack up set up, and then I have all these accessory type. They go on a ratchet, but it's like the star bit, the Allen key, and all of that stuff. I need to find a better way to sort these, but as you can see, I'm just pouring them out here. And fortunately, by eye, I only had to try twice to find the appropriate one to fit in the Allen key that removes the caliper, or basically the two bolts, the top and the bottom one, that bolts into the caliper. So fumbling through this and getting this done, and then I'm going to be using my Milwaukee M18 tools to get this off. Now I have the two impacts, the right angle impacts. I wasn't sure if I was going to need them, but I ended up doing fine with just using the long reach Milwaukee. I think this was a 3/8 inch that I used, and these tools, I mean, they really will save your body. There are times when you need to use hand tools, but being a DIYer, being a person that doesn't have a ton of time to do this work, I find using these battery powered impacts and ratchets to be invaluable. And as I mentioned in previous videos, I feel like Milwaukee has the best line. Now again, I know nothing about Snap-on, nor do I want to know anything about Snap-on, because I'm in Festool. If I go to Snap-on, I'll be totally broke. So as you can see here, I'm trying to find out which bolts. I think right there I'm trying to take off or unbolt the hub from the back end, because you know, when you're removing the caliper, you have to depress the caliper. So I'm trying to decide whether I wanted to totally take the caliper off, which would make it easier to depress. I could just open the bleeding screw, but regardless, because I'm going to be trying to pull that axle out, I don't want to just hang the caliper by the cord or hang it up where it would be in the way. So I'm leaning more towards going ahead and removing the whole caliper and the hub and everything, so that I can have good access. Now, will I have to remove the shock or strut? I'm not sure. I'm hoping that I don't have to touch that at all. So as you can see here, I'm using that long reach. It gives you good leverage. It gives me the ability to kind of break those nuts, and then I can go ahead and just use the power feature to finish it off. And yeah, I mean, so far I was feeling pretty good as I was going through this process and just removing parts systematically. At this point, I'm doing things that I've already done before. I have not gone into uncharted territory, so I'm pretty comfortable and confident with this portion of the job. So I do wish that I had the ability to work indoors doing this. I would feel a lot more comfortable. I don't like having people around, but right there you can see I'm trying to take that nut off to remove the rotor and such, and I realized that I don't have the appropriate size, and so obviously this is going to lead to a trip to Harbor Freight. I'll see you in my next video, and we'll pick up where we left off. Thanks for taking time to watch the video. I'll see you in my next one. Take care.